Hey everyone, Sly47 here. Today we're talking auto aim and specifically why you really need to activate this button if you haven't and how maybe auto aim is hurting your damage. Let's get into it. Now, a few of you might be wondering what button am I talking about, so let's quickly go over here. You're in your main menu, go to settings, controls, auto lock. A lot of people just have it with enabled, but switch it over to with button so you have this button capable and available to you within battle. Now let's talk about auto aim and how this all works together. Alright, I'm going to show you exactly how auto aim works on and off in a bit of an extreme example in this case, because of course when you actually watch the replays of so many other ships and how they all work, it's pretty nuanced, but at the same time you can pick up and notice that, hey, more shells are hitting, more things are going on. So what exactly does auto aim do when it is enabled? It helps auto track your target, moves your cursor across the screen in order to make sure that you're keeping up exactly where you want to fire your guns while the ship is moving in a certain direction. It adjusts your aim also depending on where your ship is and the ship's size. It's trying to help you actually hit the target, which is a good thing, and for a lot of players they really need it. If we didn't have auto aim on by default, I think a lot of players would have a really rough start to this game until I turned it on. But once you get to a certain skill level, this all of a sudden becomes a crutch. It actually starts hurting you in particular circumstances. I think high arc ships, not so much, but overall, there's a lot of ships that also might be bad just because of auto aim. So why did I have you turn on this button? This disables that adjustment on your aim. This gives you true aim, completely true aim. So you are hitting exactly where those shells are going. Now you have to be thinking, okay, I'm firing, where in the salvo, where in the length of everything is, where are those shells actually going to hit that target? Especially if you're up close, you're literally like, hey, I need to hit behind this target because my shells are actually going to hit the target before they hit the water. You're going to see it in this example. But what this button also does is actually fix that problem where you're bouncing around ships, especially if there's multiple ships tight in a turtle shape or anything like that, or there's running into each other like in randoms happen so much, and you're like, I want to hit this ship, but I can't because changing targets. This will fix that. You just turn it off, go manual mode, and absolutely smack somebody with your guns. Now, I will say, if you do have torpedoes, you need to make sure to turn on and off this button in order to make sure, because once you switch through torpedoes, it immediately re-engages, and then once you go back out, you now actually have auto aim back on. So just an FYI on this. So from this example right here, first salvo going out is with auto aim on. Now let's watch the salvo go out. Right there, hit. Now from here we can see 11 hits, so we did it, one missed completely. It looks like one most likely hit the water front. We have a few full pens, a lot of half pens though. Just a lot of half pens, and I think there's in there one there is particularly a 0 coming out of that, unfortunately. Now let's skip forward to the next salvo, because of course Vermont has a very long reload. Now this is without auto aim. This is particularly, I am manually targeting, so I am wanting to hit that ship deck. I want to hit it, I want to arc it just straight in. From this, we shoot, goes in, we get one miss, but everything full pens, because we're no longer having to deal with auto aim, adjust our aim going, whoa, you're shooting too high, you're shooting way too high, we're going to lower your aim so you actually hit your target. But unfortunately that most likely will lower your aim right into the belt armor, getting a bunch of half pens. So right here you can see a lot more damage was just done to that Conqueror, and this is once again an extreme example of how the difference of it on and off can be. So let's actually go into what the adjustment in aim is actually happening, and then go into some clips. Before we get into it, we need to know Ship Anatomy 101. As we can tell from the top photo, we have a Kremlin in water. You're seeing just, hey, what looks to be a normal ship, and down below we see a Kremlin out of water, and you're noticing there is a lot of ship there, because a lot of the ship actually rests underneath the water. That's exactly why ships that are very low in the waterline, it's actually a buff to them. Pietro, Worcester come to mind immediately, or Kiev. That's why sometimes you'll shoot at them and you kind of notice your shells will shoot a little short. It's because there's a lot of ship underneath that water, and that might be screwing up auto aim. So now let's actually get into how auto aim works, now that you know ship anatomy. So now let's talk about how auto aim actually works. We got a side of a Kremlin right here. Of course, we just saw those in water versus out of water shots. When we are looking at it out of water, when we look at this, if we take the lowest part of the ship, which is how I feel this is working. Okay, this is not confirmed, but it definitely feels this way. And it takes the highest point of the ship, and it's non-linear in my opinion. So let's say you target and hey, at longer range, I want to hit the deck. Well, auto aim goes, unfortunately, it's kind of thinking that you might be unfortunately missing the ship because the water line is right here and it's very easy to miss a ship. So auto aim goes, oh, let me quickly adjust it. You're actually going to be hitting right here. It lowers your aim just slightly in order to make sure that you actually can hit the ship, make sure that you don't have shells missing. Unfortunately, when you are dealing with a ship per se lower in water or something like that, or maybe even a fatter target, that hits the belt armor, and now you've got half pens, you're not doing jack crap in damage, and or even you're hitting the water in front of the ship, which means 0 damage in that point. But let's say you actually bump up, you say, hey, you know what, I am going to shoot over the ship here. You know, I'm gonna shoot even higher. You just keep on going higher. In my opinion, the way it's working is that it's not linear. So it's actually, you might bump it up by a full, 1 or 2 spots on there. You might move it up, but it's not exactly moving the same amount. It's gonna hit right here in this top final one. It's barely gonna hit right here. It doesn't exactly point out. It's trying to make sure that you hit the target. Unfortunately, hitting the target means you're hitting the belt armor. So that doesn't really help your damage. So hopefully this explains how auto aim works, especially when you then turn it off. Well, guess what? Well, hey, I want to hit mid-ship. I want to hit the main belt armor and the superstructure here. Guess what? You're going to hit that because you're now pointing at the exact location and you know exactly where in your shell flight your shells are going to hit the ship. So therefore you're actually using that information in order to nail the ship exactly how you want and when you want. So highly would suggest that when you are, especially when you're 7, I find 7 kilometers and closer, sometimes I go out to 9 kilometers depending on the shell speed and my experience with the ship, that I'll switch off auto aim for particular shots in order to make sure I nail that salvo perfectly. So hopefully this explains what auto aim is doing and why it might be ruining a lot of your damage in this game. So before we actually get into any of the clips and really going into just showing off the testing data and everything, I have one particular testing situation that was very interesting. And actually, it really shows off the entire reason why this video was created was the Kremlin, actually. Just the Kremlin has had accuracy issues. Everyone was like, man, it's just this accuracy, it's issue in accuracy, the reload sucks, everything like that. What's going on? Watch this. And by the way, this is one clip of about 30 that I can show because I really wanted to see if this was it. And everything on this is consistent. This is just the best example of showing the two out there. So first salvo goes out here from going out towards this Frederick. Watch where the shells land. 3 hit, 6 miss. That seems insane, right? Just so inaccurate. Why did they miss? All of them were landing ahead of it, though. Wasn't actually hitting. Watch the second salvo. Exact same aim. This was repeated multiple times, if not dozens of times at this point. Same aim, same everything, auto aim off. 7 hits. None of them missed front. This clip and a bunch of testing, and then of course Soulfire's video. Thank you so much Soulfire and Alistair for sending in videos to also corroborate this information, as I started doing my own testing and noticing in different areas certain ships really truly benefiting from just turning auto aim off. So I'm going to show off a bunch of testing data after this, but realistically, thank you Soulfire, Alistair, and thank you for the community for really highlighting this, that there might be a lot of these bad ships out there that in reality turning off auto aim might be the only way to make them really good, which kind of sucks because of course sometimes it is helpful to have that auto aim on, but it might actually make these ships pretty darn good and allow for a skill level change up there that, hey, when you all of a sudden put that effort in, you put in that skill, all of a sudden these ships turn into monsters. And that's why I'm actually looking forward to getting my Kremlin fixed up on my account and trying it out. because I've played it a few times, especially in bot games and a few other ways, with auto aim completely off the entire game, and it was good. So let me know in the comments down below if you've done this. Have you tried out auto aim on and off on certain ships that maybe weren't working prior, or were working for you but now are even better with auto aim off? I found Vermont is absolutely disgusting, by the way, but Vermont already is pretty disgusting. It just kind of helps it. But let me know in the comments down below if you have or haven't tried this. Let me know which ships you've noticed maybe are sleepers that all of a sudden go, hey, this ship is considered bad, now isn't. So love knowing in the comments down below. Hopefully y'all enjoy all the rest of the videos here. I also have another video where I'll explain it actually again, just to reinforce it if someone wants to hear it in a different manner and have me talk about it again. Also, maybe past slide did a better job. Who knows? We'll find out. But thank you all for the love and support of these videos. Hopefully this helps you increase your damage out in World of Warships Blitz. Have a good one, everyone. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on any platform. Of course, the Linktree link is down below. Special shout out to the Patreon supporters and Super Chatters. Thank you for all that support and helping this channel grow. Everyone, hope you enjoyed the video. Peace.
Battle starts.
Enemy aircraft incoming! Enemy team captured the area. Enemy aircraft incoming! Enemy aircraft incoming! Locked on! Torpedoes! Enemy aircraft incoming! We hit the enemy! Enemy team captured the area. Our team captured the area. Aircraft incoming! Enemy torpedoes spotted! aircraft incoming! We destroyed an enemy ship! Enemy aircraft incoming! The situation is under control. Precise aim activated. Enemy aircraft incoming! Enemy aircraft incoming! The ship is on fire! We're hit! Enemy aircraft incoming! Enemy team captured the area. Our team captured the area.
Capture Area D.
Affirmative! Our team is about to win. Our team captured the area.
Well done! Nice move!
Precise aim activated. Our team is about to win.
Roger that!
We're under attack. Destroyed an enemy ship.
Цель обнаружена! Наша команда захватила точку! захватила точку. Наша команда захватила точку. Обнаружены вражеские торпеды. Цель поражена. Уничтожен корабль противника. Отличная работа. Отличный выстрел. Цель пробита. Приближается авиация противника. Попадание. Защищайте точку Б. Торпеды. Наша команда захватила точку. Приближается авиация противника. Приближается авиация противника. Приближается авиация противника. Приближается авиация противника. Обнаружены вражеские торпеды. Наша команда близка к победе.
So, okay, perfect. We got a bot game. Okay, so let's actually we can test this out.
Oh, there's
You-
an FDG besides that.
Yeah, no, okay, so auto aim does two things. Just want to let everyone know this is something that like I'm gonna go over in the video. So this button right here that I have, you have an option in settings to turn it on, but basically I am being told by not one but actually three people, actually now three people now, is that the Kremlin's auto aim is off or it's different. And the reason is it has actually fairly lower arc for battleships. And other battleships might actually utilize this. And I'm going to do a whole video on this. Trust me, I'm going to go into full detail on this, or at least better, more concise detail. But auto aim might be hurting the Kremlin. And it's because of the what's actually in technical terms, it's called binning. Basically, where you actually aim because of auto aim. Let's say I'm looking at this person. If I had the auto aim on them, my aim would not be where my aim is, like where I'm asking. It would actually be between a midpoint of that ship and where I'm trying to aim. It's why it's actually suggested to turn off auto aim at close range so you actually shoot where your shots are meant to be going when you are at close range in order to actually shoot where you want to, because then that binning becomes incredibly large between the two targets. So let's actually see. So
I hear another push yourself video.
Yep. Oh yeah. No, this is
Return-
definitely.
Return of push yourself.
Yep. All because of Soulfire.
Season 2,
you.
let's go.
Yep. So
Season 2.
yeah, season 2. But if you turn it on, if I can say this, so the midpoint of the ship and where I'm aiming is exactly where the shells are going to land. Now, if I fire, and of course this is kind of a perfect aim right there because of the angle of the ship. But okay, perfect. Ibuki right here. Awesome. Where I am aiming is not where I'm actually aiming due to how auto aim works. But if I actually aim without auto aim, the shells go exactly where I want them to. So it ignores the binning part of that thing. So you can actually aim high and you can do full Citadel hits. That's why I'm saying I've actually increased my Citadel ratio on so many ships because of this capability. Unfortunately, like, we're just getting a little too close here. Yes, thank you, Bot Des Moines. I know you're OP, shut up. Okay? But where I'm actually looking right now when I'm this close is where my shells are actually pretty much going to hit because of that lack of that situation. So I can fire, and I'm basically doing full pens. Now, who is on the enemy team? There's actually non-players. Shoot, sorry. We are doing Science in a live game.
And there's an FDG. There's a Kitakazi Venom in it.
Oh, I'll take an FGG. Where's an FGG? FGG, get your ass over here. I need you for Science. Could you two handle those idiots?
Okay. I'll put my lock on.
Yep. But when I'm trying to actually target here, this is something that this is high level play. I think this would be more for a mastery series than to push yourself, because it does take a lot. But I take a hit because I'm also aiming high. I'm hoping I'm articulating this well. But when you turn it off, I can actually aim exactly where my shells are, where I'm wanting. So, add on top of it the amazingness of actually doing this. So let's see, we got, so perfect hits. Now let's see if I can recreate what Soulfire showed me right here, because this guy's at the perfect range. Is you actually have pretty good accuracy. Let's say you're just like, hey, I'm going to shoot the main belt of the ship. So you're aiming for the main section of the ship right here. Hey, sounds great, right? Let's fire. Unfortunately, I might get a really good dispersion here. Yeah, I did 5 hits. So let's turn off auto aim. I don't care about those torpedoes. Deal with it. So now we're actually going to be aiming for the main belt of the ship, and we're going to aim for the back, because of course we are actually going to have to change this up because we are aiming differently. So we are shooting right here, and when we actually hit, we go for main belt of the ship, 7 hits. Now, of course, with natural dispersion numbers, that's plus or minus 2, still within the realm. But I'm hoping that I'm articulating the idea well enough. I'll probably do it better in an actual video, not off the cuff. But holy shit, dudes, Soulfire, you're onto something. Like, this is clearly better than any other game I've had in the Kremlin, because now the rounds are landing where the hell I want them to, and that's actually pretty accurate for 7 of 9 shells on certain ships. I still believe they still need a buff, but that's just me. That's some meta gaming stuff right there. Yeah, I know, right? That's why I want to actually do a mastery class series. I don't have the gameplay, and I want to talk to Raffi, I want to talk to even you, Bob Lynn. I want to talk to probably Lord Austria and Pigbay for DD advice, and a few other people on certain ship lines, because there's some meta stuff that people don't realize how, like, you just do a little bit and all of a sudden these ships become insane. So I think also removing the auto aim on carriers helps prevent missing so much, because of how tall and slender they tend to be. You can miss easily with auto aim. But I don't know what your guys' opinions are on that.
No, I like that, Sly. It's a good game right there in Kremlin.
Oh yeah. 75, and let's see if I can hit. Right there, 77. Yeah, I will definitely have to add that right in there. Thank you, Mr. Fingers, for the follow. I'm actually playing way too well, That's podcast content, sir.
No, that one shot you did on the Friedrich there, you had your auto aim off and you hit all 9 shells on it at 11 kilometers with a Kremlin.
Yep. It's not as inaccurate as people think it is, and I think it's because of that. Let's actually let me actually wait. Can I do this? Let's do this live, everyone. I'm gonna try to do this. Let me see. Can I do this? Open app settings. Interact. That's what I gotta do. One second. I've got this. All right. So everyone, you're about to see something that I am working on and actually learn from. Awesome. Thank you for the follow on Twitter there. Awesome. All right. So if I actually turn the ship like this. Let's actually see if I can do this. Okay, this is going to be very interesting. All right, let me see. Where am I at this? All right, so I actually got to see my chat here. No, it doesn't actually want to work, does it? No, it does. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Awesome. Clear it out. Okay, so when you actually are aiming... Oh, sweet, I can actually see this. So basically, when you aim for the midline of the ship, you're actually shooting because of where the target of the ship is down here. So you're actually shooting right here, which is going right into the center of the ship. That's what's actually happening. The auto aim is actually trying to be nice and trying to be like, hey, I'm targeting it. I'm moving the target for you. I'm doing everything for you. And in doing so, it's actually screwing you up by hitting your main shots and or almost missing them. Especially on ships like the Worcester, where you actually have this problem of it's sitting so low in the water, it feels like its armor is a lot better than what it actually is. So you might be aiming on this part right here, but in reality, your shells are landing right here. That's the problem where auto aim is screwing with you. It's trying to do a nice thing, and actually on certain ships, it's completely fine to use auto aim, especially on DDs or CLs, where in reality, hitting that target right there, you're going to kill them anyways. Like, you're going to penetrate it, so you're going to be doing great there. But you want to do that because when you're at close range, let me actually clear this out really quickly. When you're at close range, right here. Sorry, I'm still learning this. The problem is you can aim for all right here, and because of course it's trying to target right here. The auto aim is like, oh, I've got to do this logarithm thing, so it's actually shooting all the way up here. So you're actually missing shells over the top, and that's really the problem with it. So it's a whole nother level from this.